with a come-from-behind win in Game 2. DeMarcus Cousins, you see the numbers with the 33 minutes with him on the floor in the postseason, not great, but they would improve significantly in this one. 11 points for Cousins. And this is the modern NBA. A man of his size is capable of stepping out and burying that. And then he can go down low and play bully ball as well. Has the handles and the finesse to avoid the contact and make the bucket. He goes for 11. Defense big as well. They double Siakam there on the post, giving Draymond some help. Challenging Lowry there at the rim. Another block down low. The passing is really where he's spectacular. I think one of the better passing bigs in the game. Great vision. Backdoor to Clay. Livingston, same deal. Quick dish to Clay as well. Also rebounded quite well. Nice night. DeMarcus Cousins joins the show after a 28-minute double-double performance. And Boogie, look, I'll just start with when did you know you were going to go and as a starter, and how did you convince Steve you could go this long?
We kind of discussed it after Game 1. We had a couple of days in between, and we just came together, put our heads together, figured out the best plan with my minutes and how much action I should see for the next game, and it was basically on the coaching staff to decide to insert me in the starting lineup. So I told them coming in, whatever role they had for me, coming off the bench, playing in the starting lineup, whatever the case may be, I was down for it. So that's the call they made, and we went with it.
In our business, they always tell us we're never supposed to ask the how do you feel question, but I'm literally asking you right now, how do you feel physically?
Man, I'm cool, man. I can't speak on that from an hour from now, but as of right now, I'm pretty good.
Yeah, well, you can go to bed in an hour, man. But look, the stage and a career and a career that has been, pointing towards a moment like this, to be able to come up this big for you. Sort of, I don't know, what does it represent a night like tonight?
I spoke on it before. I'm not scared of any moment. I fear no moment. I've been through the worst of the worst throughout my life. So
sure.
At the end of the day, this is basketball, and it's something I love to do. So when that ball goes up, I'm going to leave it all between the lines.
Your group that obviously you joined this year, we were talking about, I was talking to Paul Pierce about this, how guys become part of that culture and thrive in that culture. How does a night like this reflect what Golden State is as a group?
Well, our motto is strength in numbers. And, we've had guys go down and, the next guy steps up. QC was incredible tonight. He hit some huge shots for us. Loon went down, Clay went down, and, KD's out. So guys have stepped up. Jonas has played great minutes for us. JB, the list goes on and on. Fonzo has been incredible for us. So, guys have stepped up and, in other guys' absence. So with that being said, strength in numbers.
Well, like a lot of folks that love the game, I'm just happy you're healthy enough to get a chance for a moment like this. And whether it's ice or rest or a night out and a nice meal in a great city, whatever's next, man, it's on you. Thanks for sitting down with us for a few minutes on the way to wherever you go this evening, and thanks for the time.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Klay Thompson. Strength in numbers. It's good to have guys that can step up when a star like this goes down. You see, basically does the splits on the way to the deck. Before that, Klay had been on fire, 4 of 6 from 3, 10 of 17 from the floor to the tune of 25 points. Basically, with under 8 to go, limps off, that's that. And we welcome in Brian Windhorst now. And what can you tell me afterwards in terms of if we got an update at all from him?
No, we didn't. I'm going to tell you, I was back by the Warriors locker room the entire night. He was wearing ice on both the front of his thigh and then the back of his hamstring. This is something that may take imaging. It's going to just take a lot of treatment. They're going to see how it have to go over the next 48 hours. Scott, the Golden State Warriors training staff deserves a game ball for this game. Number one, they had to get Andre Iguodala ready to play, which they were able to do when he was able to keep him healthy enough to hit that big three.
Right.
Number two, whatever they gave Steph Curry when he came back into that locker room, when he was basically peaked in the second quarter, he completely changed when he came back into the game, really got his energy back up. Then they had to treat Kevon Looney in the game, and now they've got to treat Klay Thompson. It was like a revolving door back at that locker room, them treating players, and now they're going to have to go to work again, not only trying to keep those guys who were injured healthy, but try to get Klay Thompson back on the court for Game 3.
So taking inventory of all that, look, I understand that they had the luxury of guys like Boogie Cousins who are just sort of hanging around, right? You have strength in numbers, yeah, you got a ton of stars. But how satisfying a win is it given what they had to sort of squeeze out of each guy that was able to be on the floor?
Well, I got to tell you, being in the back with Kevin Durant, watching him enjoy that game, and I had our true feed, so I was about 4 seconds ahead of KD, and knowing that Iguodala was going to hit that shot and watching KD's reaction was amazing. He is out there bouncing around on one leg, Klay Thompson's bouncing around on the other leg. I mean, going into the locker room, everybody was congratulating Iguodala. Iguodala wanted to congratulate Sean Livingston because he was the guy who fed him the ball. Everybody's congratulating Draymond Green. Draymond Green saying, hey, how about Andrew Bogut converting some of these lobs?
Sure.
And then, of course, DeMarcus Cousins comes out of nowhere and plays 28 minutes that he wasn't expecting to play because Looney got hurt. So it was an incredibly satisfying win for them. They were very, very pleased and excited to have home court and be going home regardless of their health situation.
Brian, I took a look at that stat sheet the other night, 52 for Siakam and Gasol, and I figure, well, there's no way they're going to match that. I mean, look, you combine any two Raptors in the postseason not named Kawhi, and they hadn't gone for more than 44. So there was no way that was going to happen again. Still, they only went for 18. How satisfied was Golden State with the effort collectively on defense?
Well, the big thing I think is they have kept Kawhi Leonard from dominating this game, and they have been able to take Kyle Lowry out of it. I mean, Lowry has made some big plays. He's taken some charges. He's made some good, reads and made some good passes. But he goes 1 of 7 in Game 1. Tonight he was in foul trouble the whole game, wasn't able to impact the game. And let's just be honest, they need Kyle Lowry, contributing at a high level. They've had a very good game plan on Kawhi. And most importantly, they had to go away from their game plan on Kawhi a little bit when Looney got hurt because they couldn't defend the same way, but they were still able to make it hard for him. They handled battlefield promotions and, drama and triage in the middle of a game as well as you're ever going to see in a final setting.
Brian, well put. Travel safely. I look forward to talking to you Wednesday, okay?
Thank you, Scott.
All right, plenty more to come. We'll hear from Steph Curry as they tie the series and head back home for the last few games in the Oracle. And this was a day of drama, like as dramatic as it gets. Walk-offs, walk on into the World Series.